Hey guys, welcome back. I apologize that last video. Like I told you, they changed the timer that I can use this stuff for. So I'm going to have to finish example 1B right now. I apologize for that. But we were pretty much at the end of it. The square root of 0 is 0, and plus minus 0 is 0, so you don't even have to write that. So x equals 0. Okay. That takes us through example 2, or excuse me, example 1B. Now let's look at example 1C. Okay, so we are at negative 5 x squared plus 11 equals 16. And this we know we can solve using square roots because all we have is something squared. We don't have anything extra. And on this side, I'm going to write first it was x, then it was squared, then it was multiplied by negative 5, and then they increased it or added to it 11. With all that being said, now we're ready to go solve. So we have to undo everything in reverse order. That starts at the bottom. The opposite of add 11 is subtract 11. So if I do it to one side, I'll do it to the other. I'm left with negative 5x squared equals 16 minus 11. That gives me 4. Now I'm at divide each side by negative 5. Excuse me. So I'm left with x squared equals negative 4/5. Now, you can still use a calculator for these. Now, these are saying don't use a calculator as in graphing, but you can use a red calculator for these. But let me see if we're sharp on this. So now x is being squared. I have to square root both sides. And I know some of you guys right now, hopefully watching this, are thinking ding, 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 and that's good. We're running into a problem that we already know. You cannot take the square root of a negative. You can take a cube root, you can take an odd root, but you cannot take an even root. So we cannot take the square root of this. That's fine. So when you go to your calculator, you try and plug it in, you're going to see that there's no solution to this. Okay? So that's all we have is no solution. How about I spell that right? Or you can do the empty set symbol. Either one. Now, I want to connect this to what we did last week, though. Hopefully it makes sense. If we were going to graph this, take a second. What would the graph look like? Okay, so we know the x squared is negative, so it's going to open down, but we have no solutions. When a graph doesn't have a solution, it never crosses the x-axis, so it'd have to look something like that. Okay, hopefully remember that from last week, and all of this is coming together because all graphs are is algebra shown in a picture form. Okay. So I'm going to keep this short. I am already getting to my 3-4 minute mark. So I will come back and do example 2 in the next video. Sorry to keep you waiting, but this is moving extremely slow. There we go.